welcome to Western News 1. I'm Caitlin Narciso, and today we will be comparing 4 different news outlets and how they differ in terms of ownership, bias, and the impact of the 24-hour news cycle. Some news outlets today are more concerned with gaining profits rather than serving the public interest. For example, the 24-hour news cycle seen on Fox News and CNN produces sensational filler news in order to obtain ratings and profits. Although this is a popular theme, Al Jazeera has employed a 24-hour news cycle in such a way that is less detrimental to the public sphere. CBC News, which does not run a 24-hour news cycle, attempts to serve the public interest by accurately updating the public on current events. The approach of these 4 stations' news reporting is often a reflection of their parent companies. In studying bias in the 24-hour news cycles, it can be concluded that different news outlets produce varying news content according to mandates dictated by their proprietor. Now off to Stephanie for our outlook on CBC.
Thanks, Caitlin. CBC News is the division of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation responsible for the production of news programs on CBC television, radio, and online services. The CBC sets out to maintain accuracy, integrity, and fairness in its journalism. Balanced viewpoints are presented through on-air discussions. As with other public and private journalistic undertakings, credibility in the eyes of the general population is seen as the corporation's most valuable asset. Founded in 1941, CBC News is the largest news broadcaster in Canada, with local, regional, and national broadcasts. CBC is proud of their commitment to broadcasting Canadian content, as indicated by their motto, which claims, "Canada lives here." Their 4 main sources of funding include government, advertising revenues, specialty services revenue, and other. Their total government funding is close to $1 billion, which suggests a strong dependence on the government. As a result of CBC's funds, they have the ability to obtain more objectivity than the leading outlets Fox News and CNN. Furthermore, since the news section of CBC does not have to worry about 24-hour broadcasting, they can investigate their stories to a greater degree than commercial broadcasting. Back to you, Caitlin, to fill us in on Fox News.
Wonderful insight, Stephanie. Fox is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who first inherited his father's paper, the Sunday News and News. He then became the publisher of the Australian, and from there purchased tabloid news divisions such as News of the World and the Star and the New York Post. Finally, in 1979, he founded News Corp as a holding company for his various media companies. In 1985, he bought the 20th Century Film Corp and a few independent TV stations, which he consolidated into Fox Inc. After that, he launched his own cable news station, Fox News. Fox News obtains their ratings from advertising dollars as a result of good ratings, which translates into their reporting. With that, the Democratic nightmare began. One of the Fox's major controversies is that during a major election, Fox donated $1 million to the Republican Governors Association and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce in support of the Republican Party. Their motto is fair and balanced, and they view themselves as the all-American news station. Since 9/11, they use the mantra, be accurate, be fair, be American, to target their conservative audience. Over to you, Melody, for the 411 on CNN.
Why, thank you, Caitlin. CNN is a cable news network that was started up by a man named Ted Turner. Turner additionally founded the media conglomerate Turner Broadcasting System, which owns multiple large networks such as TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, and of course, CNN. This revolutionized news media as CNN was the first 24-hour cable news channel. The big media umbrella that owns Turner Broadcasting System, and by extension, CNN, is Time Warner. Time Warner is an even larger conglomerate comprised of major media corporations such as Warner Brothers, HBO, and Time Inc. CNN is very profit-driven as their funding comes largely from advertisers. This has CNN constantly concerned with ratings and viewers that they're obtaining. As a strategy for drawing in viewers, CNN tries to appeal to every viewer that they can through a huge variety in their content. For example, they have popular news stories ranging from the government lockdown in the US to Justin Bieber, with the hopes of attracting the largest audience possible. CNN has been known to tailor their broadcasting content toward the stereotypical white middle-upper-class consumer. The network is also guilty of running 24-hour news cycles which broadcast what they believe the public wants instead of educating the public through investigative, relevant, international news. Now we'll hear from Jordana on Al Jazeera.
Thanks, Melody. Well, Al Jazeera is privately owned and funded by the Al Jazeera Media Network.
It is headquartered in the Middle Eastern Arab state, Doha, Qatar. The chairman and director general of the network is Hamad bin Thamar Al Thani, who is the 7th richest member of a royal family in the world. The channel is the first 24-hour news network in the Arab world, launched in 1996 and established its reputation of being the region's most viewed and credible news network. It then launched its English language news in 2006. It has since expanded into a network with several outlets, including the internet and specialty TV channels in various languages. Furthermore, the network is accessible in several world regions. Their motto is, "The opinion and the other opinion," suggesting that their station is dedicated in telling various perspectives on an issue and being as objective as they can. A recent study found that Al Jazeera viewers rated it highly credible on all measures, where CNN was measured high on expertise but low on trustworthiness. Al Jazeera has played a major role in press freedom in the Arab world and has provided realistic pictures of the war in the Middle East in comparison to Western media. Although Al Jazeera is praised to be objective in comparison to Western media, this does not mean that they are void of any bias.
Thanks for listening to Western News 1. We will now move on to our live section.